Hi y'all, welcome back to the channel. Murdercat here, and this week we are going to review my fursuit. So the website FursuitReview, who has like a Tumblr website, Fur Affinity, so on and so forth, they have the requirement of you either owning your suit for 3 months or getting about 30 hours of usage out of it, which I've hit just about both of those about the same time. We're at about we are past the 3-month mark on me owning the suit. So I thought that I would do a audio / visual review, basically going through like my answers that I've already done on the written form and have this accompany the written form. So the written form will go up after this video does, so it'll be linked down there when they accept it. So for now, I felt like having like a visual / audio review would be a little bit more entertaining rather than just sitting there and reading through like I think it came up to like 23 pages on the document thing. So it's like, unless you really want to read through all that, I thought it'd be more entertaining just to hear it. So for either person, whoever likes whichever, both will be available. Like I said, when the link is available, it will be down in the description for the written review. But for right now, I'm doing this one to accompany the written review, so I'm doing this part first. So without further ado, let's get into this. First question: who made your suit? TunnySaysIDK. I absolutely adore his suits. I adore all of his various projects. He does props, kigus, he has like an animatronic thing he's working on. So like I was super interested in more than just his fursuits. So it was kind of like an added plus to see the creative side of like him doing art and all that kinds of stuff. So like I really super enjoy all forms of his art, and especially my fursuit. So TunnySaysIDK. The suit species, I guess the best way to describe it would be a cat monster. That's what was on the reference sheet. So basically, Redacted is based on the Nagoras, those little figurines like back here. They're basically like a cat Godzilla. I kind of took the design and changed it a little bit with giving it some like bat-like features, like the nose and then like the ribbed inside ears and like forked tongue, which isn't really bat, but that's like monstery. So, and then like actually ribbed tummy, whereas with the actual design it's just a design. So made some alterations to the Nagora species, but Nagora would probably be the best way to describe the animal in the suit. So to give a full body no scope, 360 no scope. Pictures will be accompanied on the written version. And I mean, you guys on the channel have obviously seen the suit, especially during the apartment tour video. So the next question is, how much did you pay? I've always kind of just rounded off at $3,000, the exact amount if you're really that curious, after getting so it's head with all of these details, the opposable eyebrows, 2 different sets of paws. As you can tell, I've got my 4 paws and my 5 paws, which these ones have finger escapes. We'll get into that later. The plush neck, the collar, the digigrade padding that is removable, the 2 floor dragger tails. Then I got 2 props. I'm only going to be reviewing 1 prop right now because I'm still waiting on the other one. And then the shipping. So for after all of that is added up, it came out to $3,130, which I honestly think is a steal. But that was from my quote back in 2016, so do not count on that. I know he is raising his prices, but honestly, like I said, I kind of made out like a bandit for getting such a nice suit, getting all the digigrade and stuff like that, because like right now a suit in the industry goes for about $3,000. So for the following question, do you have any experience with fursuits? As I've said before, this fursuit, I have not had any experience wearing them, making them, anything like that. This was my first commission for doing one, so that was it was kind of an interesting process. It was commissioned in September 24th, 2016. That's when I first got my quote received and I did my deposit. Moving on from there, it was slotted for early summer start, late finish in 2017, and yeah, 2017, and then like received in like fall of 2017, which obviously it didn't happen. Estimated, like the deadlines were missed and whatnot. I actually did finally get it, arrived in May 7th of 2018, and it was completed several days prior to that. I did overnight shipping. It was shipped on Saturday, and then of course the mail doesn't go out on Sunday, so I received it Monday, which he did so to benefit me, so I would be home to get the package and do the recording video. So he was like super cool on matching up my needs for that, which I know he's done like for like other people. He's like shipped to conventions and stuff like that, so he's super cool with like working with people for that. As I said, the deadlines were missed. There were several deadlines that were missed. There were like 3 concrete deadlines that were missed, and other than that, he doesn't really do deadlines. He does give general ideas of when they're supposed to be done. He did kind of fall into a bit of an issue where he was kind of like working on current projects and past projects at the same time while taking on more projects, and kind of got in this really bad situation that I feel so awful that he got into, because it's like, I don't think he would purposely put himself in a situation like that, which we'll get into that later. But to go over the suit, the head, it's extremely comfortable. Like, when I first got it, it was obviously super snug, but like with wearing it more, I guess that's another reason why, like they say, at least 30 hours of use. Everything now like fits like a glove, I guess as the saying goes. So it's extremely breathable, breathable through the mouth, which has an articulated jaw, which my jaw's not like prominent enough to really, unless I'm like super exaggerating my words, it doesn't really work that well. That's kind of my bad, because my chin is very like not there. The posable eyebrows, which as you can see I can operate while wearing claws, so those are super cool. Just all of the details, like with this, the whiskers up here, the hairdo, the ears, the cheek fluff, and then like inside the ears there's ribbing like a bat. So there's a lot of detail. Like, I would argue the most detail has gone into the head out of everything in the entire suit. It's completely lined. Then there's, like I said, the forked tongue and the 2 elongated fangs. The ventilation is pretty good, because there's little vents in the ears, like I said, the eyes and the mouth. But it is the hottest part of the suit, which is normally the hottest part of any suit. So for the symmetry, well, it's not a symmetrical design, but symmetry as in like the eyes being aligned, the eyebrows being aligned, like the symmetry of the asymmetry is there. And then like the shaving and stuff like that, like everything is super on point. The details are remarkable. The markings are all correct. No details were spared from the design to make this head exactly as my reference and his concept art. As far as like different, like I don't have the removable eyelids, I have the movable eyebrows, so those, depending on angles, depending on if just one's down, if one's up, etc., different angles. The eyes are 3D. They're kind of follow me. They don't really follow me because of the slitted pupil. It kind of loses that aspect, but I kind of prefer it that way, because the follow me eyes actually kind of creep me out, to be 100% honest. The attention to detail that went into the head alone, like just when he showed me the pattern of the head, my response was immediately, I'm so sorry. But like I said, the head is my most favorite part. There's so much detail that goes into it, with the neck being attached, the little spike on the back. Like, the head is obviously the centerpiece of this entire piece of art, and I really adore it. The next part is the body. So the body is a digigrade. The tails are not attached, so the bodysuit it's got the ribbed tummy, and then it's got the digigrade padding for the legs with little, it's kind of hard to show them, but with the like fluffies in the back, which match up really well, going over the feet. So for the bodysuit, it is not lined, but the tummy part is. And the like spikes have like this cute little like material that like says TunnySaysIDK in them. Like I said, there will be visuals with the review, so if you're interested in seeing those, if you haven't seen them from my unboxing video, you can see them there as well. So for other than that, on the bodysuit, fits perfect. My duct tape dummy, it was the first time I've ever done one, so I was kind of shoddy on that. So the only issue is like the elbow tufts don't really line up with my elbows very well, because I sucked when I made my duct tape dummy, and but that was more of my fault and then his fault. But like, they still look fine, they still work, like you can tell that's what they're supposed to be. And on like some suits, like I've noticed like some people's like arm tufts don't really line up that well either anyway, but I mean, it's not something that really bothers me that much. And then like my little little wing tufts for my shoulders was a detail that I was like super adamant about. It's kind of something like in my own personal design that I make with my with some of my characters. Like I make their shoulders super prominent, so for having him work that into the design for the bodysuit was also super cool. Then like there's the zipper, which the bodysuit is the least hot part of the entire suit, if that even, like, that probably sounds crazy, but it is honestly the least hot part of the suit. And then with the padding, it is removable, and that part is lined though, so it's easy for cleaning. And because like my thighs sweat so bad, but like the rest of my body doesn't sweat as bad, like obviously like my armpits and stuff like that, but like for major cleaning purposes, the removable padding is like perfect for me as far as the bodysuit goes. Symmetry, once again, wonderful. Everything is matching, and then there's no gaps for my paws and arms. Like if I'm to like move around vigorously, like there's no gaps, you don't see gaps, so that's also really cool. Everything was planned out very well, like even for like the feet, like as you saw before, like there's no gaps in the feet where it looks awkward and like obvious that the feet are not part of the suit. I know some people make suits where like the feet are attached, and it's like, that's weird. But so having that, and then for the tails are not attached, as I had said, so they are invisible, which we can once again turn around again. They look natural, and it's not like super awkward and super unnoticeable that the tails aren't attached. Honestly, if the tails were attached on the suit, it would probably just like someone would step on it and just like the entire thing would probably just like rip apart. Not to say the durability is bad or anything. The durability so far on both parts covered are completely remarkable. And for the entire suit, like the fur choices, the design, like I know a lot of the questions are kind of repetitive for like each individual part reviewed, but like the fur isn't bad quality. The fur's wonderful, especially when it's brushed. I kind of am terrible about the brushing, because like we literally brushed it for the pictures, and then like as soon as I put it on, like it already needs brushed again. But that's like more of a like me thing, because I'm like just like moving around like a madman. So but the fur is like wonderful quality. The lengths of fur, the transitions for all parts, so I don't have to repeat that on every part. The fur is wonderful, the transitions are wonderful. The only part that had any shaving is the head, which once again is perfect for that. So moving on to the hands and feet. So this is where we start getting into the fun part, with the reason why I'm wearing my opposite paws. So I commissioned two different sets of paws, the ones that are true to the design with the 3 claws and thumb, and then the 4 claws and thumb, so 5 and 4, because I'm good at math. So for this pair, I share the middle finger, so it's a little bit bigger, which is like also true to the design, which is really cool that that works like that. The paws are not lined, but where the claws are where they're stuffed. Despite them being like padded, they're not heavy, they're not obnoxious to wear, they're extremely snug. My fingers don't fall out of them unless I'm obviously being like super insane, like flopping them around like that. Obviously my fingers fall out, but if it's just like normal, and it's like they're super easy to put on. For the entire suit, the only issue I have any issue with is putting the tails on, which obviously with the way they are, the size they are, they have the loops for the belt loop. Like that's the only part of the suit that I have any issue putting on by myself. I can put the entire suit on by myself but my tails, which is pretty cool, considering all of the parts of it and how big and just how much there is to it. Like being able to put the collar on by myself and stuff like that, like a lot of it is very easy to put on by myself, which is super cool, because it's like some people's fursuits, like they have to have like 2 people help them put them on, and it's so funny to watch. But anyway, that's getting off topic. So for the paws, like I said, I got the 2 separate pairs. So for this one, they are completely finished. They have like a little cuffs at the end, and then for the 5 pair claws, they have finger escapes, which I'm not sure how visible that is, but for the middle finger, the first finger, and the thumb, on both sets of paws, they are removable, but are kind of hidden by the fluff, and also they are finished as well. So it's pretty unnoticeable. There has been several times when I've been using like my 5 pairs of gloves like in my videos, and like I'll slip my fingers out and it's not even noticeable. So that's like super neat and a very useful thing to have, especially like if I'm just like let's say if I was at a convention and I'm just wearing my paws, instead of having to take the entire thing off like to check my phone, I would just like remove my first little fingers and do what I need to do on my phone. I don't know what I'm going to be doing on my phone in my fursuit, but if that is a necessity, or if I have to like grab something or something important like that, it's nice to have the option, other than having the entire, like, because I know some people do like wrist escapes where like their entire hand comes out, which I felt would be kind of weird and awkward for my suit. So he tried doing the finger escapes, which was something new for him, and I feel like they worked really well. So I was super pleased with that. And like on that note, I just want to say, like, so many of these ideas were his, like doing the nose the way the nose is, like that was his idea, having it being a different type, like instead of doing like the minky like what the claws are, like trying to do a different material for the nose. And then like for the finger escapes, that was kind of like a joint idea. Like there were so many ideas that he brought to this character, like having the wire whiskers, actually including the whiskers, and having them bent, like, and having them different sizes so they're like asymmetrical like the design is. Like no design, like nothing of my character was changed. Like if anything, he added more character to my character, and that's just remarkable and just shows how much he cares and loves for what he does. Because like doing the ribs tummy, like I was just gonna have it just be like just a color, you know, like how it is like with like the thighs, where it was going to be just like the fur color, where he was just like, what if we tried doing a ribbed tummy and made it more monster like if anything, he brought more to the character than I gave to him, and it just is completely remarkable to me that he cared that much, not just to be like, okay, well, here's your character and here's your suit, bye. So the feet are outdoor feet, so let's see if I fall over and break my neck in my desk. So they've got the padding for outdoor. They're 4-clawed. They are kind of like slippers. They're not really like lined. They're like lined with fabric. It's kind of hard to explain that, but they're kind of, they fit on like slippers. And then like there's the bottom part. They're padded. The paws are very easy to wear, as you saw, like you saw me like putting them on camera and whatnot. The foot paws are kind of heavy just with what they are, but like moving around in them, it's a little awkward, but it's just something like you would just get used to, because it's like having this whole suit as it is, with it being like as big as it is, since I'm supposed to be a monster, like having the tails and stuff like that, like it's a little awkward to get used to, but it's not like unwearable, if that makes sense. Like it's easy to move around in it. Like, yeah, sure, like my tails might knock something over, but like they're floor draggers. I'm big, I'm a monster, I'm supposed to knock stuff over. Like having everything sized the way it is honestly perfect. And it's none of this suit is like unbearable, so to say. So then moving on, the tails, as I've said, are unattached from the suit. They are floor draggers. It was his idea to have them slightly curve up before they touch the ground, well, or like they touch the ground. Once again, it's like one of those things where, like, because of my duct tape dummy and because of me being a terrible first person doing this stuff, the idea was for the tails to actually curve before they hit the ground. So that was kind of my bad on like my measurements and stuff like that. But they still, like having them the way they are, like they still curl up. The idea of that was to, one, not have me step on them all the time, two, have them easier to clean, so I'm only cleaning that curved part, and three, they just like look cool. They look cooler than just like lifeless things following behind me. They've got like a little bit of life to them, a little bit of character to them. So the tails are the belt loop kind. They have two little loops that you go through, and then the suit has two hole openings that are kind of hidden for where they attach. I stole my mic cord, but so for the tails, there's that. Yeah, the padding's not removable. They are like one piece, and for them being asymmetrical, they are symmetrical in their sections. They are true to the design with having the 4 alternating, like 4 red and 3 white, and then like 4 white and 3 red, if that makes sense. So like the alternating asymmetrical design is symmetrical. I love my tails. They're like giant little like cozy worms. They're so nice. But yeah, they're plush. Everything on the suit I wanted to be plush, especially the bell, but it has this cute little feature where it's kind of, I'm sure that'll pick up. There we go. He's got like a little gotcha ball in there with jingle bells in it, because like he was gonna find like a giant like metal bell, and I was like, no, I want everything to be plush. That's why like having like my tummy zipper show, like I kind of wanted it to be like a plush suit, but like not as big and unbearable as a plush suit, because oh my god, if I had those thighs, I would never be able to move, and I would just immediately die within wearing the suit with like 2 minutes. But so then moving forward, I just am completely blown away with the sheer quality, the amount of, like I said, there's a lot of asymmetrical parts of the suit, but they were nailed perfectly, like having like the little cheek markings and like the nose parts, but like then having the difference of the brow kinds and stuff like that. Like everything is so on point. There's no points where it's like, oh, that looks a little goofy or something like that. Like every part is like literally mirrored, and that part is just incredible to me. Like I know like obviously it's supposed to be, but with as cumbersome as this character's design is, I really feel like he hit it out of the park, and I honestly could not picture any other maker making this suit. Like I just like, it's just perfect, honestly. Like I don't know how else to say it. It's just like there's just the attention to detail, the time and effort. Like you can tell there's love in this suit, and I'm not just saying that. Like you literally just looking over all of the parts and just, like I said, like, hey, let's try doing the nose this way, or hey, let's add like the ribbing to the ears, and just like all these ideas that he came to me with to make the suit and character better. Just, it's just mind-boggling. Like it was a really good experience in that aspect. Unfortunately, with the missed deadlines and stuff like that, we did have like a little bit of an issue where like I was way more passive than I should have been. I should have spoke up a lot more, which kind of caused some issues because I was kind of like quiet, and I didn't know Tunny before getting the suit at all. Like, I just kind of like looked at his websites and stuff like that. I actually found him, as I had explained it before, on Maker's Database, which I will link again if you guys are interested in finding fursuits. But it was a little hard in the beginning, because it's like I was expecting to get my suit like a year ago kind of thing, you know. But like, we had a very professional talk about it. He was like, he apologized. He is actively working on getting both old projects and current projects out right now, not taking any more commissions until he gets caught up. He's not doing any other projects other than just blasting through his queue. He's completely shown, like, he's not only apologized to people like personally, but like openly. Like, he's way more open on Twitter about like, hey, I'm sick, or like, hey, I'm going to this convention to sell, or stuff like that. Like, he's truly, like, in the period of time since I've quoted him and receiving my suit, and just seeing like the past 3 months, he's completely changed the way he's handled things. I know in the past, like, a lot of people have had issues with his timeliness because he doesn't do deadlines, and his like projected dates are like normally a little bit longer than usual. But there was like this thing going around on Twitter where people were like, expect at least a year on your suit regardless of what the suit maker is promising, just because of it being an industry standard of normally, like, if you want a really good custom suit, expect about a year. So having that in mind moving forward, like, he handled everything perfectly, like, wonderfully professional. There was never any points where he was just like, you're being unreasonable. Like, he totally understood where I was coming from when I emailed him. And like, in the beginning there was like kind of spotty communication, but that was mostly just because like my suit wasn't dated to start for like several months. But I did get my concept art in a timely fashion. I did get my swatch pack to like get like the materials that my suit would be made out of in a timely manner. And then when he was actually working on my suit, I would be getting constant updates. If I had any questions, they would be answered in it like either same day or no more than 48 hours. Like, it was always less than 48 hours. So his communication and stuff like that was super good. So like, working with him in the future, I mean, a lot of it he's working on. He knows like there's issues and stuff like that. He kind of just went through, he just took off more than he could chew, and with like trying to get money to pay things and stuff like that, like, he just kind of fell in this really bad situation that like made him look bad. Whereas like, if you just talk to him, if you just work with him, like, just seeing this, just getting the suit and seeing like how much love and attention and how much detail there is in the suit, like, I almost felt bad for like being like, hey, where's my suit, you know what I mean? Like, he does so much work that like I feel like he needs to give himself a little bit more time, which he's working on. He is actually working on like totally redoing how he does his commissions next time he opens. He's not opening until he finishes everything. He's completely shown like a new leaf, and that's where I'm not upset about the deadline misses, about it taking as long as it did. He's just like, I love the guy, honestly. Like I said, it was a little awkward in the beginning, but when we just talked about it, like I said, that was partially my fault, if not like 3/4 of my fault, because I was so passive to like not speak up. But when I finally did, like, he just was like super nice about it, super understanding. And after that, like, we got a way better grounding and understanding with each other, to the point to where it's like, I stand Tunny, like, stand culture, I stand Tunny. But like, he's trying so hard. You can tell the amount of work and love that goes into all of his suits. I know I keep repeating that, but it's just, his suits are so loved and so well crafted. Like, things being lined, the little cute calling cards with like his tags where it has like, says, it's like TunnySaysIDK, like you would find on like t-shirts and stuff like that, like tags on like everything, having everything finished, like no corners are cut. The attention to detail for your character. Like, if you want someone who cares about your character, 100% recommend him, especially if you have anything like different from like a wolf or a dog or a cat. Like if you have like different designs, like I feel like that's extremely where he excels. Like he did a Dutch Angel Dragon suit, which like that suit is what made me fall in love with his design. Like I know it was being done while my suit was being done, but it made me so much more excited about my suit because Q was like honestly like one of my favorite fursuits out there. And then like having mine as well, like I feel like he completely excelled his standard. And I feel, I mean, like I'm probably biased because it's my own suit, but I feel like his design and his like attention to detail really shows through in my suit and made it what it is. Whereas if I feel like if I went to anyone else, it would have been not what I wanted. I don't feel like I would be happy with anyone else doing it. So like, yeah, with the timeliness and the missed deadlines and it taking 2 years instead of like the one that it was supposed to, it was honestly worth it. Like, yeah, I was anxious at the beginning, but like, just talk to him. Just be honest, just be upfront. And that's kind of where, like I said, once again, that was kind of my fault. Like, obviously, when he's not working on my suit, he's not going to be talking to me. And it's like with being my first time, like he's really understanding and really good for like first time suit commissioners. Yeah. Super understanding, super helpful. It was super clear what he needed measurements wise. Like he even has it like based on like a picture. So like for instance, like the measurements are like on a hand, the measurements are like on a head. So like you can actually see he's not just like measure around your head and give me it. Like he's super good on like telling you how to do the duct tape dummies, even though I kind of messed mine up because it was the first time I ever did mine. So some of the like I said, like the elbow parts and stuff like that, like some of that stuff is my fault. As far as him doing it, like he's just completely just, I'm still 3 months later just still in awe with my suit and the detail and just the love that goes into it. I know I continuously keep saying that, but it just like pictures and videos do not do it justice. Like if you were to see it in real life, you would just be like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like it's literally like he treats his suits like his children, like he treats everyone like a family, and it's just so sweet to see that it's not just here's your suit, bye, I never want to talk to you again. Like I feel like I can talk to him anytime. I feel like I can share things with him or talk to him, share my videos with him and stuff like that. And then the last part that I wanted to cover would be this little fella. So this was one of the props that I got. Like I said, I am waiting on my last prop, which I'll probably do a little separate review about, but this is more about the fursuits. But I just wanted to cover that like he does really good props. Like this is one of my favorite out of my, I think I have, let's see, 4 props. So out of my 4 props that I currently own, this guy is like obviously my favorite. I just love how he did like the I think it's lycra, and then like having it being like plush on the tummy, so it's like true to the design of a gummy sharp. Like it's perfect size for the suit, like to be able to like cuddle it, or like I said, use it as a weapon. That's my favorite use of it. Obviously not the primary use, but it's mine and I can do what I want with it. So anyway, so like yeah, there was a prop. So with everything done, I'm completely 100% would recommend him to anyone. And if you do decide to like commission him, I'm here if you want to like talk about any like personal, like how it is to like actually like go through the process, how to do it, what I would have done better while commissioning him, because like I said, I was really passive during it, and there's a lot of times where I could have spoke up and things could have went a lot better. So I feel like that's more so my fault. The pros of working with him, obviously his ideas are just remarkable. He put more life into this suit than I ever could have with my own ideas, and I even thought on it for a while and like had like a list of ideas that I had for it, and like he added so much more to it. So for that, then like I said, the response time, like he's super responsive, super polite. He's so nice to his commissioners, and like he maintains relationships with them like after. Like he even made like a Twitter group on for like things for like people who have gotten suits by him, or even just parts. And it's like he still wants to maintain contact with everyone. Like he even sent me a message at one point like, thank you for using your suit. And it's like, well, duh, I would use it. But it's like, it was just so sweet that like he cares so much about his work, and like for him to like see someone doing it, something with it, not selling it, using it, like for him to actually take it to heart like that, like that's how you can tell he really does care, and it's not just a job to him, it's a passion. And just his art, all forms of it, being props, kigus, whatever, heart goes into it. Like heart is part of his art, and it's just, he has so many pros in that aspect where it's like working with him and everything like that. Like if you really want a committed maker, 100% recommend him. Just the only cons, like I said, would be the timeliness, which there's kind of like a change going on in the fursuit community where it's like expect at least a year. So like with having that in mind now, I kind of feel bad because it's like I got my suit like in the time that I should have gotten my suit, regardless of what time was promised. So like I said, the only con is that it's like you need to be a little, like, I wouldn't say like aggressive, but like don't be passive. Like speak up and talk to him, tell him what you want. He's not gonna bite your head off. He respects it when you talk to him and stuff like that. Like when I sent my big like email to him and like we got on better terms and stuff like that, like I wish I did that from the beginning, so we would have just been on better terms the entire time, because I feel like I kind of created that issue where it's like it could have been a little less passive the entire time. So like I said, the only really cons is the timeliness, which if you can get past that, like just getting this entire experience, like the time waited is absolutely nothing in comparison to what I got. So with all of that said, I would do a definite yes. I would 100% recommend getting a suit by Tunny. And if you are considering getting a suit by Tunny, I'm not sure when he opens again. Like I said, he's 100% committed to getting everything finished. Like he even offered compensation to those who waited long times for their suits. So if you want to like talk to someone before you commission him, I am 100% open. If you want to message me on Twitter, link here, or just like in the comments or something like that. If you have any questions, like if you are considering commissioning him, like I 100% like commission him, please. He deserves it. He deserves a second chance. I feel like there's a lot of people that have like completely been like, oh, he's taking so long, blah blah blah, but like he's working on it. He's changing how he's doing things in the future. And other than the timeliness, everything else is just a 100% from me. So closing this, 100% yes, pick Tunny for your suit. This was a very long video and I appreciate it. If you want to see the pictures in the review, like I said, I will post it in the description when it is accepted, and you can see the written form of it. I feel like I covered everything pretty much talking about it, but if you want to see like the written form of it, that will be coming up soon. So once again, thank you if you went through this whole thing, and if you have any questions about my suit, any questions about any parts of the suit, more than happy to tell you guys whatever you want to know about the suit or working with Tunny or his work in general or just anything like that. Please, comments and the down below are open to you guys, and thank you for watching. Thank you for standing by for this really long review, but like I said, definite yes, please commission Tunny. Thank you. See you guys next week.